Have you ever met someone that was afraid to die? Or maybe you yourself are afraid to die. The philosopher Epicurus has a very interesting kind of solution to pacify people who are afraid of death. Let's say that this is your life. You're here. And let's say that this is the point where you were born. You were born, and this is the point where you will die. Think of this. What was over here? This area right here, this chunk of time right here before you were born. Can you even imagine it? Were you harmed? Were you suffering? No, you weren't even there. Were you scared? There wasn't a you. So the argument that Epicurus wants us to consider when we consider a fear of death, the fear of dying, is that this chunk of time before your existence will happen again. When you're gone, when you pass away, there will also be this chunk of time that keeps going, just like when you didn't exist. Are you afraid of this chunk of time after you're dead? Are you going to be harmed? Is something going to happen? Are you missing out on something? Well, not really, because you ended here. And since you're not here anymore, you can't be scared about this or think of it. You're not kind of missing out on anything, are you? You're just the same way you were before you were born. There was just nothing there. And when you pass away, again, there will be nothing there. The point of thinking of something like this is to illustrate that it's actually kind of irrational to fear death. Just like it would be irrational to fear the time before you were born, or to be scared of the time before you were born. Some people might counter and say, yeah, well, at the end of my life, I have kids and I have people that will miss me. And well, does that really change things? Because your fear of death is not the same as your fear of maybe your kids having to be harmed without you. Yes, people will be harmed, they'll miss you, your absence will be felt, but you yourself will not even be here to experience those things. You'll be dead, so you won't be harmed. So when you say that you are afraid of death, it's no different, according to Epicurus at least, that you were afraid of the time before you were born, that these two chunks are somehow equivalent. Once you get in the territory of thinking how your death might affect others, that's different. That's not really being afraid of death, is it? That's being afraid of the consequences of your death. So that's not the same as people who are scared of death itself. If you feel some kind of fear of dying, you can think of it as this. Would your time after death have been any different than your time before life? Some people just hate this argument. They don't think it's a good one because by the time you reach the end of your life, you have kids' memories, a legacy, maybe you're a really important surgeon or scientist, and your death will cause some harm. But the point is that it will cause harm to others, not to you. And those are different questions, whether you're afraid of the effects of your death on the world or whether you're afraid of death itself.